Could TPS really end for good, or is there still a chance for an extension? In this episode, we explore what the future might hold for TPS, why recipients are vital to the US economy, and the ripple effects communities could face if the program is gone. What can we understand? That is this the final end of TPS, or can there still be a chance of another extension?
Really would prefer people going in with the mentality that they need to think about their backup plans because we might not get more extensions, and then the lawsuits might not be successful, or they could be limited to a smaller class. So if you've already been warned about your TPS ending and you have a final date, I think you should work backwards from that date as to what your plan is going to be. But if we get on the other side of this administration and they could reactivate TPSs in the future, but between now and that point, it's still some time. And not having work authorization, not having a driver's license, not having a status is going to be difficult. It's going to weigh on people, the stress, the unknown about whether they could be picked, be detained, or what their options are in immigration court. So, but those are things to consider. But do you want to live with all that uncertainty? Is there another place to go in the interim? So, but I will say that some people are eligible for things and they don't even realize it. They might have been given the wrong information, or things didn't exist at the time. For example, a lot of people have been victims of an aggravated assault or burglary or some type of a crime that qualifies them for a victim of a crime visa, but people don't report, or they don't know about it, or maybe they were, but it was many years ago. So that's just another example of how people are eligible, but often don't know that could potentially provide them an option for work authorization and status in the country.
Absolutely. All right. And also, Ruby, I want to move ahead with a very important question. And I just generally want to know that, firstly, is it true that TPS holders contribute to the US economy?
Yeah, of course they do. They contribute so much, and they have social security numbers. They have work authorization. They are putting funds with every job they have. They're putting funds into social security. There's the state taxes, the federal taxes, and they're contributing. Like, basically, I don't have the numbers at this moment, but like between all the TPSs that are ending, that's at least a couple. I think it's almost a couple million. Or if you also add all the paroles that are ending as well, that's maybe even 3 million or more that are all going to be phased out. And just the example of that first responder, who's been here like 25 plus years, I'm just thinking, my heart breaks to think that there's going to be a lot of positions that are going to go vacant that cannot be done remotely, like in the medical or first responder or construction, some other hospitality spaces that are going to greatly impact our economy, and just even like the fear going unpicked because of the farm workers afraid to go because they could be detained. So yes, they do contribute to the economy and to taxes in the system, and it's going to have a huge blow to our society and the economy when we start seeing these numbers disappear.
All right, that's great, and I think that's a great point, Ruby, that you have put up. But similarly, if TPS holders are putting a lot to the US contribution, US economy contributing a lot, then don't you think that in the future, if TPS is going to end, like currently it has been ended in Honduras and Nicaragua, so maybe in future, if TPS will be ending more and more different countries or different places, then it might affect the US economy in the future. What do you think about it?
Oh yeah, I deeply think that it's going to affect. So there's it looks like there's, combined with all the people who have US TPS eligibility, there's about 900,000 people contributing about 22 billion in wages annually, and fill up to about 600,000 jobs. And just in 2021, these TPS holders had an estimated 8 billion in spending power. And that in 21, TPS holders paid over 2.2 billion in taxes. And so these are just some numbers to throw out about how much they contribute. like we're going to, it's going to hurt. It's really going to hurt, especially in the states that have a lot of TPS recipients, like California, Texas, I think like New York. There's certain hot pockets where a lot of the immigrants with TPS would relocate. I being in Texas, we have a lot of DACA recipients. That's great, but then that's also been a concern. But then TPS as well for Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua. So it's going to be huge. And I know that the economists have numbers, and just some of the ones I mentioned. But we're going to start seeing it where there's going to be less people going to restaurants, less people driving around, buying cars, getting apartments, buying houses. Just being in the economy, and especially in parts that have more immigrant communities than others. But we're going to see a ripple effect, and it's going to be huge.
Absolutely. I think I completely agree with this. And I'll just say that, friends, if you're watching this session, then you can put up your thoughts or your questions in the comment section. And, we would love to take up those questions in our upcoming webinars, and we are definitely going to provide you the answers. And with that, friends, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then please do it right now. So we have looked at whether TPS could really end for good and the massive economic impact if it does. But in the next episode, we tackle the tough questions that people are asking right now. What actually happens if you stay in the US after TPS expires? And what immediate legal options might still keep you here?